Good afternoon, students. This is your Devdeep sir back with another lesson of class 6. Today, particularly, we'll be discussing about the question answers of chapter 1. Along with that, we will start a new chapter, that is chapter 2, computer memory. Okay, so without further ado, let's start our class. So, we were talking about, that is, we are going to start a new chapter along with that of the question answers. But beforehand, there were certain topics left, children, that we should complete. Okay? Microphone is a voice input device that sends voice into the computer. So, what form of a device it is? It is a voice input device. So, please underline. Apart from that, this is basically used for instant messaging and supports voice conversation. So, whatever device is microphone, it is a voice input that sends voice to the computer. And what is an output device? An output device is a hardware component that convey information to the user. So the device that convey information to the user, what device it is? It is an output device. Okay. A first example of an output device is monitor. Okay, you all can see the monitor over here. Basically, the other name of monitor is this. Underline this one, visual display unit. It generally displays the information after we process the data. So monitor displays any form of data after the data is getting processed. Okay. Now printer is an output device that gives basically the printout on a paper, which we call hard copy. So the information that we get on a printed paper, what is that called? Hard copy, and the digital document is called soft copy. Now the printer uses latest technology, like sometime it can use a laser technology, sometime it can use a inkjet or a bubble jet, or sometime it can strike the paper. So that is why printers, later on you will see there are two categories of printers. The one that strikes the paper physically, it's called a impact printer. One of the example of impact printers which is given is dot matrix, while the others do not touch the paper, like inkjet printer and bubble jet. They just sprinkle the ink and the cartridge does the rest. And laser printer, where it is printed by the help of laser itself. Now what is the speaker? Speakers are output devices that produce music, speech and other sounds. So any form of audio data is conveyed by the help of the speakers. Okay. What is hard disk drive? Hard disk drive is basically the area where any form of information is stored. Generally, the size of hard disk drive can range from 500 GB to 8 TB. Nowadays, hard disk drive are of two types. One we call it EHDD, and HDD. HDD is hard disk drive that you can see. The other one we will see that external hard disk drive, which is portable, you can carry it anywhere for storing data backup. So basically in this topic, children, we are dealing with storage devices, where hard disk drive is one of the storage device. Next we have the optical disc, which uses a laser. It uses a laser to read the data. Basically it can perform any form of read-write operation, as well as there must be an optical disk drive or the optical disk tray unit stored in your computer to do so. So data is read and written in an optical disk by the help of a laser. Now optical discs can be of different categories. First we have the compact disc. Okay. Compact disc is basically, if you see the dimension, 4.75 inches in diameter. It comes in two forms: read-only memory and CDR, CD, compact disc recordable, where you cannot rewrite the data. Okay. Now, CD-ROM can hold up to 700 MB of data, whereas the DVD-ROM has got more capacity, that is 4 GB to 7.5 GB of data. So, what is the data capacity of a CD-ROM? 700 MB, whereas DVD-ROM 4 GB to 7.5 GB. Whereas DVD-R and CDR, as I told you, it can only record data, but the most popular is the CDRW and the DVD-RW, where you can not only record your data, but you can even erase one record and rewrite the same data multiple times. So record and rewrite data multiple times. That is what the CD-RW and the DVD-RW does. Whereas Blu-ray disc is a new DVD format that has a storage GB of 100 GB, and high quality ripping or storing of files could be done using the Blu-ray disc. Flash drives are technically known as the pen drives, which are powered by universal serial bus. So flash drives generally refer to pen drives which are powered by universal serial bus. Okay, this universal serial bus can range from powered flash memory can range from 512 MB to even 100 GB. Now we are having in fact more than that. If you see the latest, we have 256 GB pen drives also in the market. Now a memory card is also a flash storage where it is 1.5 inches in height and width. We basically need a memory card or reader or writer in order to read the data. Now, cloud storage is an internet service that provides storage facility to computer users. A cloud is basically a storage where any data from a hard disk can be backed up virtually. So any data from a hard disk or any flash memory device can be backed up virtually. A cloud storage is basically not there in reality, it's a virtual memory. So what is the advantages of using cloud storage? You can back up your data, you can access your data anytime, there is no risk of data security, there is no risk of viruses. So a lot of benefits you will get if you are using a data cloud. Now the processor. The main processing of the computer is done by the help of CPU, and if you know, processing means the conversion of data into information. So using the same principle, we do the processing. A processor contains different units, like we have the ALU, arithmetical logical unit, that does arithmetical operations along with logical comparisons. That means it can help us to compare which value is greater or smaller. So these are the things that are basically done by the ALU, that is performing arithmetic operations along with that of the comparing the values, that is whether 5 or 7 is greater or smaller to each other. These operations are done. The entire processor is mounted into the control unit. The control unit is basically controlling all the activities of the computer, whereas the memory unit is responsible for storing the data or the processed data. Okay, so now we will move on to the exercises. I know that a computer is an electronic device that accepts data and processes it. So please click on agree. I know that data is a collection of unorganized facts. So please click on agree. Data is organized, meaningful and useful. Please click on agree. I know that CPU is used to process the data. Please click on agree. Okay. Input devices such as keyboard, joystick used to enter data. Please click on agree. I know that we can get output through different output devices like monitor, printer, speaker, etc. Please click on agree. So these are all the answers are basically in agree itself. Now, which one of the following is a collection of unorganized facts? It is data. A scanner is what is a scanner? It is a input device or an output device. Tell me, which was scanner, isn't it? In our last class. So scanner is basically an input because it helps us to scan the data. Treating data according to instructions and changing it to information is called processing. CD-ROM and DVD-ROM are examples of storage device. The hardware components that convey information to the user are called output devices. ALU, CU and MU are parts of the CPU. The storage capacity of DVD-ROM is 4 GB. Data or instruction entered into the computer, what is that called? These are called programs. Dash means treating the data according to instructions and changing it. It is processing. Mind you, apart from programs, you can also write it as software. Data that has been processed into useful information is called information. A dash is a pointing device which is used to control the actions of a computer game. So normally pointing device, don't write here mouse, because game has been mentioned, it is joystick. Information printed on a paper is known as hard copy. Now children, there is a lot of homeworks that you have to do. Question number 3, 4, 5, 6 will be your homework. Where you have to do the homework, it is needless to say, in your computer copy. So all these homeworks have to be done in which copy? In your computer copy. Question number 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we come to a new topic or a new chapter, that is computer memory. So memory plays a very important role in a computer. Why? Because memory is basically that particular information that stores the data, isn't it? So any form of data is stored with the help of memory. So please underline. Now all the memory are stored in what we call chips. This chip is present on the system board, which we call motherboard. Now we can measure memory also. Memory basically, like we can measure weight in form of kilograms and grams, we can measure memory in form of bytes. So basically memory is stored in the help of binary digits, that is, each binary digit contains 0 and 1, and bit is the binary digit or bit is the smallest unit of information. A group of 4 bits is known as nibble. So what is 1 nibble? 1 nibble is equal to 4 bits, remember it. 1 1 nibble is equal to 4 bits. Okay. Now a group of 8 bits is called a byte. That is why you can see 1 byte is equal to 1 character, that is 8 bytes. So in this way 1 kilobyte is equal to 1024 bytes, that is about 1000 characters. 1 megabyte is equal to 1024 kilobyte, that in turn means 1024 into 1024 bytes. Okay, in this way it will go until the multiples. Okay, 1 gigabyte is equal to 1024 megabyte, 1 terabyte is equal to 1024 gigabyte. In this way you have to remember this entire chart. Yottabyte, actually here 1 zeobyte is the highest, okay, which is equal to 1 yottabyte. This is for your information. That is 1 zeobyte. Zeobyte is used by Google Maps. That is the latest addition. Zeop, ZEOPBYTES, 1 zeobyte. Now, how do we further remember byte and kilobyte? Imagine you are in a library. You have to imagine this, okay, children? You are in a library. If I say you just a single letter of the library L is your byte, then what is a kilobyte? The tables, the books kept on the tables are the kilobyte. However, one or multiple books is called a megabyte. Terabyte means collection of 5 to 8 books. But terabyte, gigabyte and yottabyte can be imagined as a whole collection of books. That you should remember. Okay? That is how you can quantify memory. Now, computer memory is basically divided into two types, primary and secondary. primary and secondary memory. That is how you can quantify. Primary memory is basically the working memory or the computer system. This memory is non-volatile. Alright, that means it does not lose memory at all. If you turn off the computer, still the memory stays in the computer. RAM and ROM are two major types of primary memory. They are made up of semiconductor chips. So if you see the diagram of RAM, these are the chips which you can see in golden color. So RAM is called the main memory, and it consists of the processor. You can see here some processors are there, black color things. This processor help us to store information randomly. Why it is called random access memory? Because random means sequentially. One by one, it will help you to store the data from one processor to another. That is what RAM does. Randomly allocates data and processes the data. But this kind of memory has got some shortcomings. What is that? It is volatile in nature. That means if you turn off the computer, it will not save the data. The only way it can save the data is by save button. Okay, that is why save button is so important for you all. So with this we come to an end of today's lecture. I hope you have understood the class. Now it is needless to say that if you have any particular queries, as it is given, don't forget to reach out to the WhatsApp group of your class and clear any particular doubts that you are having. Thank you.